For over 2 decades, he drifted silently across America. No address, no job history, and no one who truly knew him. Wherever he went, people died. The crimes were brutal, seemingly random, and impossible to connect. But when a brave 10-year-old girl survived a vicious attack in Texas and identified her attacker, everything unraveled. Authorities would soon learn that Tommy Lynn Sells wasn't just a killer. He was one of the most prolific serial murderers in modern U.S. history. Tommy Lynn Sells' murder spree was unlike most. He didn't have a clear victim profile. He didn't stick to one location. His crimes spanned the country, from Illinois to Nevada to Texas, and he often left no trace. In 1999, on New Year's Eve in Del Rio, Texas, Sells broke into the Harris family's home. Inside, he brutally murdered 13-year-old Kaylene Harris and then slashed the throat of her friend, 10-year-old Krystal Surles. He assumed they were both dead, but Krystal survived, and she remembered everything. Sells admitted to killing over 70 people, though authorities confirmed at least 22. His victims ranged from young children to adults. Some were abducted. Others were attacked in their own homes. Stefanie Stroh, a 21-year-old woman in Nevada, who disappeared after accepting a ride from Sells. He later confessed to drugging and murdering her. The Dardeen family. In 1987, in Illinois, Sells murdered an entire family: a father, pregnant mother, young son, and even a newborn child. The crime was so gruesome that locals initially suspected a satanic cult. Kaylene Harris, the young Texas girl whose murder finally brought attention to Sells' trail of destruction. Each of these lives was cut short by a man who appeared unremarkable, even friendly, to those around him. For years, law enforcement struggled to connect the dots. The murders were spread across multiple states, and Sells never stayed in one place for long. He lived off the grid, using aliases and hopping trains. There were no fingerprints, no DNA, and no witnesses until Krystal Surles. Despite her throat being slashed, Krystal survived and walked a quarter-mile to a neighbor's house for help. She gave a detailed description of her attacker to police. Investigators followed her lead to a man living in a trailer nearby. That man was Tommy Lynn Sells. Sells was arrested on January 2nd, 2000, just 2 days after the attack. When police brought him in, he confessed almost immediately, not just to the Texas murder, but to a shocking number of other killings. He spoke with chilling clarity about the people he had murdered, often offering graphic details only the true killer could know. Some of the crimes he described had gone cold for years. The coast-to-coast killer had finally been caught. Tommy Lynn Sells was tried for the murder of Kaylene Harris. Prosecutors had the testimony of Krystal Surles, physical evidence, and his own confession. The jury found him guilty, and he was sentenced to death. Despite his cooperation with authorities in connecting his confessions to old cases, many investigators remained skeptical of some of his claims. Still, his known crimes alone painted a horrifying picture. Sells spent 14 years on death row before being executed by lethal injection on April 3rd, 2014, in Texas. His execution brought closure to some, but not all, of the families devastated by his crimes. The true number of his victims may never be known, but the survival of one 10-year-old girl ensured that Tommy Lynn Sells could never kill again.